Hey everybody, I'm Dylan. I work at Node Finance, and today we're going to be going over all of the really cool things you can do, specifically in the DeFi space with the Node Finance React Native SDK. So we're going to start at this intro screen for the demo, and we're just going to say enter. And the first thing we'll notice is a very simple UI, mainly just for communicating the potential here rather than having a super fancy UI for showing these features. First up, the Node SDK instantly notifies the developer that there's no wallet connected. We can see we have this component up here that's requesting us to connect a wallet. And I cover this in a separate video, but for this demo, we will be connecting to Web3 Auth. Now, Web3 Auth is an NPC provider, meaning your users can actually log in with Google or Facebook, Twitter, or other forms of social media, as well as their own traditional Web2 login experience. So we can quickly go over the code, and we're in the wallet header, and we can see how this is done. I grab the wallet right here on line 24 using the use wallet hook exposed from the React Native SDK. And the wallet contains a field signer, which is going to be the ethers.js signer object. And that signer object is only going to be defined if the wallet has been fully loaded. Otherwise, the wallet will just carry the address of whatever wallet is trying to be persisted from the previous session just for data fetching purposes. And so here we can see on line 72 through 74, I say if the wallet has a signer, then we just want to display the wallet address. Otherwise, we want to prompt the user to connect their wallet. So we can go ahead and test this out. I'm going to click Connect Wallet, and it's going to tell me I need to log in. And now this is all Web3 Auth from here. We open up Web3 Auth's SDK, and I'm going to log in with Google, but your users could log in, as you see, with other forms of Web2 sign-ins. So I've already logged in. It might prompt me for 2FA, but we'll see if it does this time. It does not. And now we can see the Wallet Connect modal is happy, it's green. I am fully connected. That means my signer is connected and I'm good to sign transactions. So now we're actually going to jump in to some of the DeFi operations that the React Native SDK exposes and how the React Native SDK makes that extremely easy and trustless for developers. So first off is going to be token swaps. The React Native SDK allows developers to swap tokens across the network. It leverages our proprietary trade router, Minima, which is fairly unique because it allows traditional trades as well as deposits into protocols or yield farms, money markets, etc., etc. So if we go over to my DeFi demo page, which is exactly what we're looking at right now, this is really where the magic of the React Native SDK comes in. Because for something like trading tokens, for me as a developer, really all I have to do is make that UI you saw before, which it's not a very complicated UI, and I just have to tell it what protocols and the input token, output token, and how much of the input token I want to trade. So here we can see I'm only saying I want to trade on Uniswap. Now this demo is being done on the Celo network where Uniswap is the most popular DEX there. It is a constant product DEX. So we'll go ahead and open up the swap modal, and I'm going to go from CUSD to Celo. I'm feeling good about Celo this week. So let's click for 1 CUSD. And here you can see how fast our trade router is. So our goal at Node Finance is to make Minima seem like it is all happening client side. On average, for users that are closer to our servers, it's not unexpected to have latencies sub 100 milliseconds. And that results in this really great user experience for anything that goes through our router, including trades. So we'll see now, for 2 CUSD, I'll get 3.57 Celo. We can see the path. It just goes direct from CUSD to Celo, and this is going to all be on Ubeswap. But now, let's say I want to trade on more than Ubeswap. So the next trade one, again, I just tell what protocols I want to use. So I want to use Ubeswap, Uniswap v3, Curve, and Mento. So we'll go here, and again, we'll go from CUSD to Celo. And let's query for 10 CUSD. And now this is interesting. We can see the path is different. That's likely because we're actually using different protocols under the hood as we requested through the SDK. And so now it's going to be giving us a better quote because our trade graph has basically increased fourfold. So it has so many more options to choose from when it's going from CUSD to Celo. And it's found that the best route is CUSD to C0 to Celo. And now it is updated, and the best route is actually, again, CUSD to Celo. Okay. Next up, we're going to look at yield farms. So for this one, I'm only displaying one yield farm. And that's more just for the case of this demo. We can see I've made this very simple farms component. And all this does is it's taking in a filter. And this filter is all defined in the React Native SDK. It uses TypeScript, so it has some autocomplete. So we can give it a deposit token filter, underlying token filters, and it's going to use that filter to give us all of the yield farms that match explicitly what we're requesting. It also uses pagination, so for me, I only want one yield farm, so I'm only requesting one per page, and I'm requesting the 0th page. Again, we're going to look at Ubeswap. Ubeswap is interesting because they use the synthetics rewards contracts for their farming, which means on the minima side, we can't actually route directly from a single token into the farm position because the deposit action has to come from the wallet explicitly that is depositing into the yield farm. So here, the SDK exposes what we call a depositable position. And this depositable position will query minima for the underlying route to go from any arbitrary token to the underlying LP token. And then as a developer, I just request the deposit method, and that is going to output a couple callbacks. And those callbacks will take me through the process of depositing into the farm. So we can go over here, and I'll go ahead and deposit. This is the MC0 MCUSD pool. So just for demo purposes, let's deposit Celo. I'll deposit 10% of my Celo, and we can see minima says I'm going to get about 1/2 of a deposit into the underlying yield farm contract. So go ahead and deposit. The SDK notifies me that I need to actually approve Celo before I can do this transaction. We can see I need to approve 2.16 Celo, so I'll go ahead and confirm this. Wait for that to process. And now it's going to request that I trade into the underlying LP position. And we can take a look at this transaction, and we'll see that ultimately it yields these LP tokens to my wallet. And the final step is to deposit. And so just like that, I have deposited into the Ubeswap farm. And very similarly, we can do the same thing with general money markets. So Moolah is the Aave equivalent on Celo. And I can go through and deposit in here as well. Let's say I'm going to deposit 25% on my CUSD. And we can see that conversion happens on the fly. So these are just a couple of the very low-level primitives that can be incorporated into any wallet leveraging the React Native SDK. On top of this, there's a lot of cool features such as looking at a wallet's historical portfolio. We can query portfolio history for the entire lifespan of a wallet by daily periods, weekly periods, even 5 minutes. And the possibilities are endless if you're using the Node Finance React Native SDK.